It's a little dead meme.
Let me start. Lois. Marge.
Marge, they said the N-word again.
Lois. Man. The intro to this is gonna be a fucking mess. Welcome to the Snark Tank. I don't know how to intro these fucking shows anymore. I've been doing this. What is this? 103 episodes or something.
It is.
I'm back. I made it back from Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right.
It was.
How'd that go?
I lost a lot of men. A lot of good men I lost, man.
That's
a lot
crazy.
of good men and women, bro. There's just a bunch of us black Puerto Ricans got really mad about that Putin thing, talking about Peter Morales in him, and we went there, and there's less of us now. There's a lot less of us now.
But
I made it out.
But you're back. You're back. You've made it. You made it back unswissed. So
I mean,
that's good.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people died for me to live. But
You're like Garrus, you know, your whole fucking squad got fucking murked. only you fucking survived.
What is that? What are you drinking? What is that?
It's Pediasure.
Gatorade?
Yeah, it's Gatorade.
That looks so. That's the smallest.
little Gatorade, little raid.
I have never seen a Gatorade bottle that small.
I'm also very big. I'm very big, so it looks particularly small.
You're not like Shaq big, where like everything looks like a toy to you. Like that is. I've seen you hold things that I have also held. I've seen you hold.
Yeah, but in your hand, it'd be like this holding it, you know. But for me, it's a regular hand holding.
How small do you think my hand is?
It's pretty small, bro. It's pretty
I think I'm like Woody from fucking Toy Story or something. That sounds like such shit through Discord. It's so funny. But
Yeah.
all right, what do we fucking? You guys were talking about Namekians or something. I don't know what the hell was going on. Like I took my headphones off to grab a hat, and then I came back, and you were having some ignorant fucking conversation.
Oh.
What was it?
I mean,
so I'll let you go first, and I'll use my counterattack because you're wrong, and you know you're wrong already.
I don't think I'm wrong. I think people just ran with it, and then nobody said anything. So just out of nowhere, I don't even know how Namekians were mentioned. I'm not even sure. Something about Piccolo saying nigga or something. You brought something up like that? Yeah. And I just thought, I'm like, guys, don't you think that, like, because everyone's like, hey, Namekians are niggas. That's just the consensus pretty much. But when you look at Namekians, I'm like, aren't they Arabs? Aren't they Middle Eastern men?
Now, can I explain, all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Explain. Okay, so we're talking about the conception of Namekians. Initially, it was just King Piccolo, his sons, like all of the demonic niggas, and then it was Piccolo, all right? Lil Piccolo Jr. Those are niggas. They are the way they behave, the way they act, their sheer degree of ignorance. Like, they're not black men. Those are niggas. They're the way they act is very nigga-like.
Okay.
Piccolo being a nigga that learned from the ignorance he's like a nigga that went to school, you know, and he's like, all right, I understand that the way I've been acting is not exactly right, you know. And then the Namekians as a whole, they're a bit different because it's the idea of the Namekians being, and this is kind of harkens back into being a black person again, but Piccolo is from a distant land where his perception of himself is only based on a small amount of people, but then him going back to his homeland where he's from, where his people are from, it's different. You know, he's like, oh, this is my actual culture, but I'm not exactly from here. This is not exactly where I belong. I fit more on Earth. That's my home. Like a black African American, opposed to a pure nigga from Africa, you know?
You know what I feel like? I feel like since niggas love Dragon Ball Z, because I mean, there's just hood niggas for some reason.
I just drop facts on you. You're gonna deny the facts. I
think that's
you're just wrong, Derek.
They gravitated towards it. I think it works for them too. But I think
playing with toys in the background.
Look, I don't know what the hell is happening. Is he about to play Beat Saber? What is he doing? I don't even know what the fuck's happening.
I'm playing with little toys.
That's a Doc Cock.
That's
and
cock.
Spitterman.
That's cock.
It's Dr. Coctopus.
It's Coctor Coctopus.
That's so dumb. Coctor Coctopus.
Cocko Coctavius or some shit.
Coctavius.
That's a weird name. I'm a weird guy, Peter.
Pizza Time. He's the second villain in the story of Pizza Time.
Yeah, we're building the universe.
Spider-Man somehow barely beats Pizza Time, and he's like, "It's finally over." And then you meet Coctavius, and he's like, "Man, the last time I met someone with a rhyming first and last name, they tried to kill me. I hope this guy's fine." Then he makes penis tentacles.
Exactly. I was like, that's the logical conclusion. That there's just a bunch of dicks.
Tentacles. And he's like, I can't stop him. And once they're erect, they're stronger than vibranium. I can't beat him. I can't stop him. He's stronger than Pizza Time.
I love it. He's not even trying to kill Spider-Man. He's just trying to fuck him. And Spider-Man's doing all of his agile shit. You know, like when Spider-Man, he's dodging all like the ninja stars or whatever fucking Pizza Time throws at him in the building. Like, it's just like fucking cocks, though, just trying to jab him in his ass, and he's trying to like dodge them and shit.
No, he's not even
get him in.
He's not even trying to fuck him. It's just more like he's just trying to graze him. He's just trying to just rub it on him
trying
a little
to
bit.
fuck him, and he's like, "I'm not gay. I don't want to do this." And the tentacles are like, "Fuck him, man." And he's just like, "No,
every orifice.
Listen to me.
Listen to me now."
And the cops are like, "No," and then they come on people. They come real hard at people.
I hate
They
how
come through buildings. They come through cars.
I really hate how important these fucking movies have become to this show. Like, if you've never seen, if you just don't know what Spider-Man is, you're fucking. I don't even know I don't know what you're getting out of this show. But God bless you for sticking around.
This?
Listen. Before we get too deep into this, before I forget again, I want to mention at as early a point in the show as I can,
right,
that we are doing a live show at the end of April in Richmond, Virginia at the National, April 30th. The tickets are on sale right now at tinyurl.com/sacred200. It's going to be a Sacred Symbol show, which is my podcast with Colin and Dustin. It's a PlayStation show. We're going to be doing we're going to be ranking like the best PS4 games of all time or something, like the top 25 games of play on PlayStation 4. And Sweeney, Derek, and I will be opening for that show. We'll be doing like an hour or an hour and a half of basically audience interaction. We're going to be doing Q&As with you guys live.
This is going to be fucking wild.
Okay. And I just want to say right off the bat, you better keep your fucking answers or questions brief as shit. I don't want to hear a fucking diatribe. I don't want to hear a slam poem. All right, you got to come with your A game, okay? But
like fucking Cocto.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the male groupies.
Yeah.
Exclusively. Male butt. I'm going there for male butt. That's what I'm going there for. Men's butt.
Oh my god. We're gonna be live, Richmond, Virginia, April 30th. tinyurl.com/sacred200. Go get your tickets. We'd love to see you and fuck around with you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that before we got too deep, because I know that we usually mention it at the end of the show, but that's like way too late.
Right. Men's butt.
Yeah.
You okay? You okay?
Pussy tank.
There's something so vulgar about that. Like when you watch this episode of Boondocks, when they talk about the booty warrior, I'm sure you've probably
booty
seen
warrior.
It. And what the guy says, he says, "I'm here for men's butt," and the tone of the room just changes. And it's like, this guy's dangerous. He's threatening to fuck men. That's how you know this dude's not sane.
Speaking of Speaking of threatening to fuck men, have you guys seen The Batman?
No, I have not seen it yet.
Oh man,
Have you seen
damn.
it, Chris?
Neither have I.
Damn,
That's
what
weird
the fuck, dude?
That's weird that. What a weird to say does Batman fuck some butt in the
No,
Batman?
how I thought of it was, oh, that's criminal. Batman stops criminals. You know?
Yeah, that is pretty
That's
criminal.
criminal. Men's butts are criminal.
That'd be pretty cool if Batman just turned into a serial rapist.
Yeah, cool.
I don't
It would be
think,
very
I don't
cool.
think I don't think me and you have the same definition of cool, but like, hey. That'd be
it would
cool.
finally switch it up, like, okay, now that they're at least diversifying the cast, like giving a little fresh air, that's cool. But Batman's still doing the same fucking thing. Like, well, what's going on here? How about we make him
The worst person.
not an anti-hero. Let's just make him a straight up disgusting villain to the point where Joker and everyone's like actually appalled.
He's just
like, dude, I don't want anything to do with this guy.
He's just Harvey Weinstein in
Okay, guys. So look, okay. I'm not the biggest, the best or biggest writer ever. But there are certain lines you don't cross.
You don't make Batman a serial rapist.
You don't make the main character of any story you're writing a rapist. That is not where you go.
I guess.
You don't do that. You don't, just not where you go. You can make him a psychopath. You can make him a killer. But rape is never where you go.
I feel like if Ryan Johnson got a hold of the Batman script, he
of
would
you.
totally
I'm sick
do
of
it.
you.
Yeah, it would subvert. He would subvert expectations.
I'm so sick of you. What makes it worse is that Ryan Johnson's actually straight up a good director. Like, actually.
Well, he's not bad. I mean, like, I saw Looper a long time ago, and I was like, oh, this movie's fine. I had fun watching it.
Nah, dude, Knives Out is a great movie, bro. Like, straight up, that movie is awesome.
Yeah, I heard it's good. We all know that Ryan Johnson he's a fucking hipster, and he did what any hipster would love to do to Star Wars. Like, they gave it to the wrong guy, and he didn't want to. I totally think it's that. That's why he even used fucking words as, you never want to use the word subvert expectations in a fucking basic ass movie like Star Wars. This guy was like, let me just fuck this thing up. Let me just completely make sure that there's nothing linked to the first movie. Who does that? A hipster.
I disagree. I think they gave him a dumpster fire, and they were like, hey.
No, they didn't give him a dumpster fire. They gave him fucking soft reboot of A New Hope. Now do fucking Empire Strikes Back.
Look. Let me tell you why. Star Wars
you're way off base. You're way off base.
No, I'm not way off base. Star Wars is a huge portion of my life,
You said
bro.
you said a dumpster fire. You thought The Force Awakens, aka soft reboot of New Hope, was a dumpster fire?
I think that the story that was initially planned, the original story, I've heard word, I've read articles.
There's always an original story, man.
But listen. I think what happened was, initially, the characters that were going to enter the scene was going to be like Rey, Finn, all of them are going to enter the scene. And they were going to be very reminiscent. Very reminiscent of the beginning story. But they obviously, we learned through the first series and the second series that the way everything is, that's really, really cool. I'm really jealous that you have toys and I don't have toys now. I want to go buy toys. But
I have toys. They're in storage though. I have a Spider-Man and all that shit, man. You gotta.
I don't have any. I don't.
Like, I have one from when I was fucking 10 years old. It still survived, even though my dog chewed on the hand a little bit. you got Shaq?
Nigga? Is that Shaq? Is that Shaq?
Shaq's got a dope ass yellow fucking shirt on, man. That's a good
shirt. Why does Shaq have a yellow shirt?
Is that Shaq?
High key. I actually would like a Shaquille O'Neal action figure.
Is that Shaq?
Like just Shaquille, not Steel, not fucking Kazam or whatever, but Shaq.
Kazam. Hey,
yellow shirt.
Sweet Christmas. Look at me, I'm Luke Cage. I said the N-word on Netflix. Nigga. No, actually, Luke doesn't say nigga at all throughout the whole series. It's really unfortunate. I feel like Luke Cage would say that N-word. I'm being real with you.
Yeah, he
should have every other sentence. Like,
I wouldn't say every other sentence. But I'm
no, because he's old school. He's not about that life. He's old school.
The thing about Luke Cage is that I feel like Luke Cage Luke Cage is married to a white woman, so I feel like he's already half his heart is gone already. He's already lost half the fight. He's already lost half his fight. You know, he's like, you know, I'm just gonna marry a white woman and just calm myself down and just not really
this
feel
nigga right here.
anything.
You need. I'm not gonna go there. Just keep going.
Let's
Just go. Just keep going.
hear, please.
Just
I
keep
wanna
going.
hear
No,
this
just
so
keep
bad.
going.
I'm saying is that once you leave your race, once you start dating outside your race, there's you know.
See, I didn't want to go there, but what the fuck are you talking about, son?
What do you mean, bro? Once you
are not Mexican, sir.
My girlfriend's a black woman. What are you talking about? Lillian Herrera is a black woman.
Yeah, so now that let's elephant in the room. We all know Lily isn't fucking real, but for the longest time you've been saying she's Mexican, right? Now all of a sudden you're saying she's black. She's a black woman.
So what happens is this, all right?
So hold on. Lily is real. She's just a ditto. And she's just a ditto. She just she's just whatever.
Shutting up I wish you could turn into shutting up sometimes, but that's another.
Yo, dating a ditto would be pretty dope. Because like, what if you were like, you know, a little.
What if you want to experiment
curious?
one day with a dude? You know?
Yeah, you're a little curious.
Yeah,
and you're like, you just turn into.
Dude, hold
on. She turns into Shaq.
You guys are getting You guys are taking this in very bizarre directions, but I've always maintained that because there's a lot of, I don't know, like Markiplier did that video of like all the Pokemon that he would smash or pass or whatever the fuck, and like there's this weird thing going online right now about like which Pokemon would you fuck? And it's like
it's really disgusting because they're kind of animals, and the fact that
exactly
even, like,
it's already
I wasn't even aware of that.
Dude, it's already well, it's technically been a problem forever because Pokemon are very furry adjacent. I mean, like
absolutely.
So it's always been a thing online, but I've always maintained that the only acceptable answer is Ditto. Like it's the only acceptable answer because it could just transform into like whatever.
Turn into Jesse. No wait, Jesse, right?
No, James.
Team Rocket.
Turn into James exclusive.
You know, James was more feminine. I think he probably had softer skin. Probably had better pussy. You know what I mean?
Yo, turn into James.
What is that face? What are you doing?
That's the Kubrick stare, but like the sexual one, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! Damn it! I'm
so
sad.
That's when he really stumbled upon some good pussy. What?
I'm really bummed that none of us saw the Batman movie because I did a. I don't know if you saw that review that weird fucking dude did.
You know how I saw it, dude? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
and I know you're aware of this, obviously, because people must have tagged you. But I was like, let me see what Philip DeFranco has to fucking say about the Ukraine or whatever the fuck. All of a sudden, he's talking about the Batman. Your video pops up. I was laughing my ass off, and I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, I did like a fake racist. I did a fake review of the Batman where I complained about how many black people were in it because there was this video going viral of some dude going like, he's like, oh man, what does he say? You have Jim Gordon. You have Jim Gordon who's black in this. You've got Catwoman who's not white in this, and you've got the mayor who's a black woman. I didn't like that. Knocked a couple points of the film off, to be honest. And it's just like this really bizarre rant in the middle of this Batman
enough
review.
Good white people or something.
Yeah.
Like, there's only like 2 good white people in this or some shit. That now it's an 8 out of 10 or something.
Yeah. And like I saw that video and I was like, this is too funny. And then I ran to my car. I put like sunglasses on. I put like a beige like generic hat on. I grabbed a red flannel with an American flag pin on it. And I just got in my car and like did the same thing basically. And I posted it to Twitter and a bunch of people just thought it was totally real. So I have these people in my DMs still, and it is some of the I love when people think that's real because it's
the best.
It is the best.
What makes it funny for me is that I've known Chris for years and he's never ever worn a flannel. Ever. Never. I've never seen Chris with a flannel on ever. And I was like, oh, this is a joke because he has a flannel on. instantly.
Yeah.
Before he said anything.
I also had an American flag pinned to the lapel. I thought it was like
That's
a little bit.
You're not a patriot. Are you not a patriot, bro? You're not.
Yo,
Bro, you're not a.
That's
You're
so
not a
good.
patriot, bro?
I love that. See, that's
Yeah.
what the internet should be for, though.
100%.
There was. Did you see that this guy? He went viral like I think a year or two ago, where there was people that were actually taking him seriously, and I couldn't believe it. Where he's sitting in his car eating McDonald's, and he's talking shit about Obama. Like it starts off by saying, "This message goes out to former president and current homosexual Barack Hussein Obama," and then he's just like, "Do you like this, you un-American fuck? You can't eat this where you're from, huh?"
That was fake. I actually didn't know that one was fake. I didn't care about it really, but I didn't know that one was fake. I'm being dead serious. I didn't. I'm being 100%.
Dude, it's too current homo. Like he says, you can't eat this in Hawaii, you Muslim bastard. Like everything he's saying is so fucking stupid. And then he's like, it's good we catch up. I just want to, hit you up and say fuck you. It's just like it's just on the level enough to where he's talking like he would be serious, but what he's saying is so over the top, and it went viral.
I literally said what really grinds my gears, as the great Peter Griffin would say.
No, what made it funniest is when you were.
It's insane.
That's funny.
What made it funniest was that like you were like, and there's also a black mayor, and that's literally impossible. There's also a black female mayor, and that's literally impossible. And that part made me laugh my ass off because I was just like, what?
But you know what? This goes into exactly what we talk about on the show sometimes. Where like that video was one take. It was 58 seconds. I thought of it literally instantly after I saw that other video, and I was like, I'm gonna go do this. It's gonna take like maybe 2 minutes max to do this. I threw it out. I didn't even title it anything. I was just like Batman review, and I just threw it on Twitter. And fucking 70,000 views on Philip DeFranco, like circulating the internet. And I have a video I've been working on for weeks that is just I can tell it's not even going to be remotely as it's just not it's not going to hit in the same way. Like I can already tell, and I'm like, God damn it, this stupid motherfucking video of me pretending to be racist. That's what people want, I guess.
People
whatever.
like that. This TikTok easy shit, man. Like
people don't like to think about content, man. They don't have. They don't want to have to look at it and absorb. Like people have problems with like. I
mean, hey, man, if that's what people want, I'll make more of it. But like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's noticeable. It's noticeable at this point.
That's why people love streaming, bro. I'm a streamer. I stream regularly, but like, it's not YouTube content. It's not like Jakey going on a fucking hour-long diatribe about why Last of Us 2 has its problems. People probably saw, they were like, oh, Last of Us 2 stuck that through, and they didn't even watch the video.
Oh yeah, no. They stopped by, left a comment, and then he dipped.
They're probably like, Abby trans, and then left.
Abby, big muscly arms jerk me.
Bro, I feel like where they fucked up the most in that, they should have just made everyone that jacked like in Gears, and then they should
have given Abby a fat ass and big titties too, along with being jacked. He should have been built like China from WWE. That would have been perfect.
If everybody in Last of Us had China's build. Can you imagine how drastically that would affect every single dramatic moment of that game? Fucking Dina nurturingly patting Ellie on the back, and they're these two hulking fucking massive people.
I think it'd be good, bro.
I'd be all in. In because it's like I don't want realism in a video game, to be honest. I don't care about it.
Dude, that's why all this shit, like, that's why Elden Ring and like all these other every video that explodes, not every video game that explodes is not realistic. It's never like they do well. Right. Like I'm not saying they don't do well. Like I'm sure like Last of Us did very, very well, and a lot of the God of War obviously is like that's less realistic, but it's more grounded. It's like people. Everybody's a real person. Those do well, and they do well for the brands and all that, and I like some of those games. Red Dead Redemption 2 is fucking phenomenal, and it's exactly a great example of one of those. But the games that really hit, like that blow up, like Elden Ring right now, nothing about that makes any sense. Nothing about it.
Not even a little bit.
It's not Red Dead.
You gonna finally gonna die? What's happening? What's going on
You
here?
can walk around like a regular person does in that game.
No, you can't. No, you can't because you can twist on a dime like really quick. like stupid.
That's walking. That's not rotating. That's not orbiting your body. That's not rotating.
Dude, for real though, Elden Ring is probably like one of the biggest things I think I've ever, like one of the biggest games I think I've ever fucking seen. Like I had people ask me about that game that have no reason to be asking me about video games. Like people in my family, like my mom
People
and my aunt, my fucking accountant.
caught in the hype.
I was talking to my accountant about taxes, and he was like, he was just making conversation while he was like crunching some numbers, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard of this Elden Ring thing? I've been thinking about it." And I was like, "You don't play anything." Like, you've never once expressed anything to me that you, like, are like, at all. He was like, yeah, but I keep hearing about it. I keep seeing things about it online. It seems kind of cool. I think, like, Skyrim and, like, Halo 3 and, like, Fortnite counts as well, but I think Fortnite was different because that was a service game that kind of eventually became big. It didn't launch huge like Skyrim or Halo 3.
Definitely not.
But, like, this is the first time in a long time that I've seen a game launch like this and just, like, explode.
Everyone.
I think George R.R. Martin, like I think George R.R. Martin, like I think him being a part of it, just his name and those same people that are asking about it are huge Game of Thrones fans. You ask your accountant if you watch Game of Thrones, and I guarantee you he did. And so when he's
I just think it's
George
R.R.
Martin is associated with it. They're going to be like, oh, interesting, like because. There's been a lot of when Dark Souls 3 came out, that was like all everybody was talking about for a while. Especially when the Ring City DLC came out, that was like just jack off content. And none of those people gave a flying fuck about any of that shit. Now the hype is real. There's a fucking horse. Everyone loves horses.
It's the names that attach to it. It's the fact that as a video game, it's damn near perfect. It's like a lot of things are going on to it, and then they have obviously Martin. And it got delayed a bunch. What happened is that it got delayed like a few times, right? What happens when games get delayed, there's a lot of speculative eyes on it. People that are ready to tear it down always. They're like, it got delayed and it came out fucked. Then it has Martin's gameplay on it, and it's also a Souls game. Let's be fair. Every Souls game has been at least great. Even Dark Souls 2. People don't like Dark Souls. I'm not the biggest fan of Dark Souls 2. But it was at least a great game. It was a bad Souls game. I'll give it that. It wasn't quite as good as Dark Souls 1 or 3 or maybe even Demon Souls, but it was still really good. So that track record for game after game after game after games, not to mention the last one came out like 4 years ago, I think. 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Well, not only that, Sekiro.
I think it was
Demon Souls remake came out. So
yeah, but that's not From. That's Blue Point. It is From, I guess, because it's the framework of From. But that's a Blue Point game. I consider it. I think the thing is, From has always made or at least since Demon Souls, I would say. They've been on a pretty good hot streak of really formula. Like I was never really that big of a fan of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Like I never really got into them. I might be able to get into them now that I'm a little bit more familiar with.
Yeah, because what's different for you? What's different? Why is Elden Ring captured you and not the other ones?
I think it's the world for you. That's why.
I think what I'm impressed most by is just the way that the open world feels genuinely enjoyable to go through, instead of it doesn't feel like a Ubisoft game where there's just like a million markers and a bunch of side quests and a bunch of annoying characters that you can't that you have to interact with in order to unlock a bunch of shit. It's very much like, hey, here's the world, go fucking get it. Reminds me of Breath of the Wild and like Shadow of the Colossus and that kind of thing, where it's like it's a big open space, but you're not intrusively guided anywhere. There's no like big beacon in the sky, like go over there. There's no like list off to the side of all the things you have to do or like all the hides that you have to collect to upgrade your fucking thing. It very is like it's all exploration based, and I really fucking dig that. And that is a nice vehicle to get you into like the Souls loop of combat, because in previous Dark Souls games, the thing that bothered me is just like it's super linear and it's very trial and error. It's like it reminds me of Sonic almost, where it's like, okay, like I had no idea that guy was going to be around the corner with a fucking axe that was going to hit me in like one shot. I have to have played the game before to do that. And if you go through die in the same hallway over and over again, and you get like maybe 2 steps further and there's some new bullshit that you couldn't possibly predict that kills you, and then it's like the same thing over and over again. But in this one, if that happens, you could just go somewhere else. It becomes like way less repetitive, I guess, and it becomes a little bit more interesting for me to play. I liked Sekiro as well, although I never finished it because I got sucked away from, I got pulled away to other things that I had to play. But I don't know. I think Bloodborne, Sekiro, and this I found more captivating than Dark Souls. But also, all those other Dark Souls games were before this, so maybe it's just a matter of taste evolving. Like maybe I could see myself enjoying Dark Souls 3 at the very least if I went back to play it. But I don't know, man. This is just, I can't stop playing this fucking game, man. It's so good. And the customization, the character customization is so stupid. I've seen so many. I've seen
SpongeBob. I've seen SpongeBob twice, and I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck made SpongeBob?
It's so good. I love it. But
yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, so Derek mentioned something in the last episode, I believe, about what do you want to intro this, because you know more about this than I, obviously.
Yeah, we were talking about, I think we were talking about obscure things or like Mandela effect kind of things. I don't really remember, but I just know that I mentioned a kid's show that I used to watch when I was young, and I thought maybe I made it up because I couldn't find it. Now, the reason why I couldn't find it is I remembered it incorrectly because I was a dumbass kid. So a lot of people found it. It's called Blinky Bill because I described there being a stupid wombat that had like a clothes on, and he would say extraordinary. That was like a catchphrase in the show. And everybody was pointing out Blinky Bill. Here's the thing. I searched this with my roommate a few months ago, and that show came up, but I'm like, this is an Australian show. It can't be it. I'm an American, you know. I listen to fucking I listen to fucking Guile's theme song on repeat. You know, like this is not my jam. So, but then it turns out somebody showed me, slid in my DMs and said it aired in the US. The US picked it up in '94. So I was like, okay, it has to be that. You know, because I was just thinking maybe I was a dumbass kid and I just saw a preview of it, and for some reason I thought I watched a show. But I was like, how the fuck could it be in the US? But yeah, it's an Australian show. I don't remember them talking funny at all as a kid. You
didn't say with an accent. You were saying funny. Like, look, he talks stupid. Look at him.
Stupid Prison Island. Their dumb accents.
Stop.
I'm just kidding. I love Australian people. Actually, they're one of. I give them a pass of talking goofy. You know, we have a little bit of beef with the UK. You know, there's a couple. They
sound dumb. If you're from the UK and you're not black, you sound stupid. I'm saying that right now.
Oh my god!
Right
no, there's look at some of the UK YouTube space. They're dominant. Even like say the Dark Souls guy. What's that guy's name? Like something Vidya. Yeah,
Monty Vidya?
Yeah, that fucking guy.
His voice is gorgeous.
Because exactly, so there's plenty of guys that sound like Henry Cavill kind of sounds like that guy. They just have these pleasant voices.
I'm assuming Vontae Vidya is a black man. That's why he doesn't sound stupid.
He's not
he's not. I know he's not. But I'm hoping.
You're just putting it on.
I'm just like.
I want him to be black. It'd be awesome if he was. He was like a gorgeous black man with like long.
No, like the perfect like Killmonger dreads. Like it's the perfect. Yeah, I'd be like, yes, dude, I'm so happy you look like.
It's like when people found out the voice actor for Cuphead was a black guy.
Dude, what's crazy is that he plays in a D&D campaign called Black Dice Society, and I know that guy. And I've watched that shit for like 2 years. And when I saw it was him, I was like, how the fuck does he contort his voice like that? Because that sounds nothing like him at all.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's like Tomar. It's like Tomar.
That's when you know you're good. That's when you know you're good.
It's what, dude? It sounds nothing like him. Like very far off base.
It's crazy to see that voice come out of that man, because it's just like it's not.
He's like a large, muscular black dude.
And he's like, "Hey, what's up? It's me, Cuphead." And you're like, Jesus Christ, this is. I don't even know how to describe it. It would be like if you saw like it would be like if a clown bursted out of your closet and had your mom's voice. It's just like something really something just
what the fuck is you just saying?
It's like the juxtaposition of like person to voice is so jarring that like it was interesting, man. That guy's a good voice actor if he can do that, because that's really fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what we were talking about. What were we saying?
I don't know. Cartoon show. I just want to say before we get too deep into it, I just want to say thank you to everybody who reached out, because everybody was sending that and like, is it this, and I couldn't respond to all of them.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people. I had a bunch of people sending me that Spider-Man comic that I was talking about that I couldn't remember. That fucking ugly, fucking 3D like that.
Dude,
3D Gary's
What was it called again?
I watched the episode.
It was
Quality of life.
Yeah, it was Spider-Man Quality of Life, and it was made with like fucking Gary's mod or some shit. Like insane.
That's awesome. I don't even. It doesn't seem like it should exist, and I definitely want some copies now.
I saw
ridiculous.
You guys were talking about that, and I was like, that's quality of life they're talking about. And I didn't remember how bad it was until I looked at it, and I was like, holy shit, this is horrible.
It is. It is the. I have a hard time believing that there is an uglier comic than that.
There's one that I can argue is pretty bad. It's so bad that there are moments that Spider-Man looks like a black man. There's moments that Peter looks like a black man. Oh.
I don't know why you would think that's a bad thing. It's weird.
Because Peter's not a black man.
I mean, whatever. You got a problem?
Starting to sound like Putin now.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I fought against him. I don't ever call me.
Who are you, Ben Shapiro? Listen, what was it called? What was it called?
Origin of Species.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, Origin of
Oh, shit. Is that? Oh, it's charged, too. I didn't even notice.
Origin of Species. Spider-Man Origin of Species? That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's a Spider-Man comic where Norman Osborn and his girlfriend at the time have a baby. And they're trying to figure out like what the fuck the goblin formula is going to be in that kid's blood, and people are trying to get it.
This is nowhere near as ugly.
It's pretty bad, bro.
It's not fantastic. This is you're wildin' if you think this is uglier than that fucking than Quality of Life.
I don't think it's ugly. I think it's up there though. It's not. Quality of Life is bad.
Quality of Life looks like a kid took pictures of his PS2 game engine on his Motorola Razr and made a comic out of the images. Like, that is a bad, ugly fucking comic. Origin of the Species looks like a little bit lazy, sure, but like it's at least fucking drawn.
God damn, Peter Parker looks like fucking
a nigga.
No, no, not from what I've seen. He just looks like Superman.
Why?
He looks like yeah, he looks. I guess they're like, hey, remember the animated series Spider-Man?
He has even like the little curly thing in the image that I'm seeing.
Right.
This design is definitely based off of the original Spider-Man, because even in the original comics before when he was like a kid, they made him look like a little like he just looked odd to me, because there are moments where Spider-Man is like sort of built, but then there are moments where people draw him, because whenever I would think of Spider-Man being drawn, he's supposed to be very thin. Yeah, he's like a small guy. Like I wouldn't say he's quite as thin as Chris, but he's like not an imposingly framed dude at all. He's like 5'10" if I'm not mistaken, and he's like thin and he looks small. And I think that was the point of Spider-Man's character, because he'd be stronger. That he's like, why is he so fast and strong? He shouldn't be like this.
Yeah, I feel like it was like something like Kale, you know, like something
Kale?
like that.
Maybe like, slightly more body weight than Kale. Maybe slightly,
but not much. Like I feel like, was that Black Cat? No, okay, all right, what's up?
Saved.
I don't know.
You know, fucking deviant mod. What's going on here?
A right click. No, I think I don't know. That was a fucking ugly comment. But I had people sending me like screenshots of Dr. Octopus's ugly fat lips, like just all over my fucking DMs on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. Because people, I guess, because I found it later on in the episode, but I guess people were like looking it up as they were listening.
Holy shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But fucking,
damn, I love Spider-Man, bro. just looking at all these comics and looking at all the shit he's just the best.
You're such a virgin, man.
He's just,
anyway.
So what? So I'm saving myself for marriage.
What else? What else did we talk? There was that Kim Kardashian thing that she got trending for because she did this weird interview. Or was it Kim Kardashian or was it one of the other ones? I can't even tell them apart.
No, it was her, and it was like the family. I don't know what the interview was for, but I saw some of that.
Yeah, and she was like, my advice to women is to get out there and work. People don't want to work anymore. And it's like, what?
Yeah,
man, here we go.
And one of the other ones too was like, yeah, like a cheerleading her saying that, and then the mom, the Jenner mom was there, like, yeah, they're all. It just made me wanna like hit them so bad, like you just wanted to kind of come there and just because. It just seems so fucking disconnected from reality when you've had a silver spoon your entire life.
Oh yeah,
like your dad was a famous lawyer, Rob Kardashian, I think that was the guy that
Robert Kardashian
Sr. So he was they already had money, and then they got with the Jenner stuff or whatever. Or something. They all got intertwined. They've always had money.
Like Kim Kardashian, American hero. So they married to American hero, and then now he's just like, oh, here we go. I just have money. Like I'm not gonna go as far to say she has not worked for what she's earned. You know,
I would.
I would
absolutely say that.
The basis of what she has, she did not work for. She's not self-made by any means. But
I don't think she worked for anything. She hired people that did good work for her.
But listen. Let's be real. Her ability to stay relevant throughout there are so many people that have come from relevancy. Oh, they did this thing and then they disappear, and then they did this thing and she disappeared and all this stuff like that. She has maintained relevancy for 15 years, bro. Always being that it person, always being a person under the paparazzi's eye. And though it may not be the most respectable means of staying relevant, she has managed to do that. I'm not giving her credit for, she fucked Ray J, and I could have been like, oh, sex tape of Kim Kardashian release. But no, they turned that into a show. Then after the show, it turned into her own fucking brand of like things. Then she like married this person and she hopped to this relationship, all that stuff. It has taken work to stay that relevant.
She didn't have to do any of that. She didn't have to do anything though. That's not like her staying relevant is just making the decision to stay relevant.
It's not the same as like a woman that has like 2 kids and like a single mom working every day to put food on the table. It's not the same thing. And and the platform she was given based on her birth and her family has already put her on an elevated plane from all of us. Just naturally.
Right. So why the fuck would she say that? Why would she say
she's stupid for saying
nobody wants to fucking work these days? You just gotta work hard. The only thing she did say that was any useful was surround yourself with like-minded people, like that are fucking that want to work.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Like,
that's not invalid, but it rings hollow coming from somebody who just doesn't need to. She doesn't need to work.
That's the thing.
They're not really working. They just exist, and they hire people to work for them.
Yes.
And it's like that's
fine. A bunch of wealth for no reason. Like you don't even need like at a certain point. Like I very much so understand. I feel like people don't get this. I feel like this is something that the world doesn't understand, and it's weird to me. But you're gonna die one day. All this insane amount of wealth you're coveting and you're acquiring. You're gonna be dead, and that's just gonna be in a bank somewhere. Like eventually, there's no more need to just keep getting money. Like the amount of money you're getting is not gonna go with you. It's not.
You know what upsets me? You know what upsets me even more? All these people are very, like, say, like Kanye, for example. They're very religious people, and I'm like, Jesus was very adamant about not being a rich piece of shit. Yeah. And none of them give 2 fucks. And I'm like, yo, you're making so much money. You're hoarding so much money. And this is like, dude, I forgot the quote because I haven't been to church in so many, but it's just like, that's one of like the lowest tier. Go ahead, say it.
I think it's like it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man enter the gates of heaven or something like that.
Yeah, in the kingdom of heaven.
Thank you. And it's like, these niggas all know this, but then they're all like, yeah, I don't care about that.
Dude, it's even more egregious when you think of those. It's even more egregious when you think about those people with the mega churches, like the Joel Osteen types who were like,
but there's so much fuckery in it, because what happens is a lot of the capital, and this is like far on like sociology, political science bullshit, but it's like the belief of being in God's favor is kind of what led to the belief in like very capitalistic mindset. Because you are favored by God, therefore you are able to acquire wealth. You know, the Lord's blessing you to gain this wealth.
Even though it goes against his words.
No, though it does go against the word, but people believe that since God is blessing me to have this much money, I am favored by God because of how much money I have.
Yeah, that's a cool way. That's a cool way to excuse your greed. That's a very cool way to excuse your greed.
It's really. It's fucked, and it's typical. It's baseline typical evangelical mania bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, this is fine. If you think about it, God wants me to kill gay people, and it's like, bro. It's like,
I don't know. The thing,
real talk,
dude. But the thing that's crazy though is like right now it's fucking. Did you see that? I'm sure maybe you've seen this, Kingston. I'm not in LA, so I don't see this, but. The gas prices in LA right now are fucking bewildering. Dude. I saw somebody share a screenshot of gas, and this is like a friend of mine who like shared it on their story of like around where they live, and I recognize the gas station. I used to walk there all the time. The gas is $7.25 per gallon,
yeah.
And that is the federal minimum wage. And then meanwhile, you've got Kim Kardashian being like, people don't want to work anymore. Yeah. It's like, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
That's a dumb thing coming from someone like her, you know? It
is insane. It's like when Stephen Colbert, like recently too, I wanted to bring this up just because I thought it was so fucking wildly disconnected. The fucking Stephen Colbert clip of him being like, you know what? I'm willing to pay that much money to stick it to Russia. And it's like, it's not even a matter of like being pro or anti-Russia or pro or anti-Ukraine. It's like, everybody's anti-Russia right now. Like, it's not like a brave thing to do. Russia sucks. But like the idea of like, oh, this very, very rich man is fine paying for gas for cars that he probably doesn't drive himself. Cool. Very neat, Steven.
It's these
shut
weird...
the fuck up. It's insane to expect that like some random motherfucker working at Burger King is just going to be okay spending $7.25 going to like paying for the gas. Dude, when gas was $4, I remember like barely making enough to drive to work and drive back. I would come home with maybe after all of the expenses of like just basic food on lunch and then just like fucking gas, I came back every month with like maybe like $370. And I was saving. And that was a while ago. So like $7.25 per gallon is fucked. You know?
Insane. And the worst thing about the gas prices is nobody talks about this, and it's probably because the oil tycoons are just fucking probably paying people to like never mention that. First of all, the barrels that have already been purchased and they're being distributed at the gas station right now are already paid for.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you fucking manipulating the prices for something that already exists? So if you paid
because
for
they
like
need profit, Derek. What are you talking? You sound stupid. You dumb dude. You stupid, but it's like, bro. They want money
for the new. It's so stupid. It's like for the new barrels, the new price should reflect it, and it's reflecting on the shit that's already been purchased and distributed. If like how people have not figured out how we're getting fucked in the ass so hard, no one's talking about that. I literally like I watched like I watched who's the South African guy that does the Daily Show? Trevor Noah, yeah. So I want to see his take on the gas thing, and like I think he was the only one that actually brought up that point. And I was like, why isn't everybody, because people are just talking about, oh, it's ridiculous and this and that. And I was like, well, can we focus on these pieces of shit that were just raking in hundreds of billions of dollars each quarter?
We never talk about real problems, dude. That is never what's brought up. It was International Women's Day, right? Very recently. And people are like, there are wage gaps and all this bullshit. And I was like, yes, But do we understand why that is a problem and where it stems from? Or we're just like, women get paid less, we make less, and it's like,
my favorite thing.
You gotta understand that it's a way bigger problem than women just get paid less. It's a big societal problem that no one talks about. Because everyone's like, women get paid the same. It's like, yes, they do, but they're kind of shoehorned into these like lesser paying jobs by naturally because of the way society views them.
As a group, yes.
That is why it happens. But no one talks about that part. That's the part that no one ever brings up. Everyone's like, women just get paid less, or no, they don't. This bitch has the same job as me, and we get the same benefits. And it's like, you gotta have the real conversation.
I don't know, man.
Stupid one.
The wage gap shit is always hilarious to me because it's always, all these companies always come out and be like, we want to end the wage gap. And the thing that's always been amusing to me about these things specifically, and it's always been funny to me. My opinion has not changed on this. It's just the idea that you have a company who is, tweeting or posting things on social media or like making advertising campaigns about how like, we want to end the pay gap. We want to, stop paying women less. You're admitting that you are paying women less. By the very acknowledgement that is a problem, you yourself are suggesting that you are not solving the problem.
Right.
It's so fucking baffling.
It's so crazy because I remember hearing that argument when I was younger, and like my whole life I was like, oh, what's this thing? And then I remember I spoke to my aunt about it. I was like, hey, auntie, do you get paid less? She was like, for my position, I don't get paid less. But what happens is that a lot of women that go for my position just don't get the job. They just don't. They are denied the jobs because of several other things, and more women are forced into but guided into these these positions that are not exactly as high.
That's a lot of social conditioning.
And that's social conditioning, and that's the problem. And that is the problem.
The argument that was popping up a lot, though, especially lately in the past few years, was that they were getting paid less for the same job. That was the argument. The argument is that they're
exactly it.
Well, see, look, there is some truth to that, but it's like, why? The question is never asked. The question was why. But if you just actually go out and see why, because it's illegal to, let's say, you have a starting base pay and then pay the woman less than the base. What is happening is a lot of times, and there's so much anecdotal experience that everybody's probably experienced, where there's a guy that either lies on his resume, he does what he's doing, like a lot of, they do things to get more money. And a lot of times women, they don't fucking do that shit. They keep their head down, they grind, and they're not fucking getting ahead because they're not doing scummy little things to kind of like step on to people and shit.
And then women that usually try to go for those positions and do stuff like that, it's societal again. People are like, oh, that girl's a bitch, or she's hard to work, all that stuff. Like it's a deep societal ingrained problem that we're not fixing the right way. Where instead of being like, I mean, and what? Like, you disagree with that?
You know what?
And like actual realness, like outside of us being like assholes and memers. I think.
Look, man, we talked about this before the show. Like, how do I say this?
You sound like me.
If you listen, man, fine, but like, I don't know, man. If you have an avenue open to you where you take a picture of your face and make $2 million,
okay, we're going to the good old.
Look, no, for real. Look, I don't even Look, I understand this is going to sound super sexist and misogynistic. Like, I hate women. It's all true, but
feminist Kingston recedes into misogynist Sween.
I'm just saying, from the perspective of someone who's worked a lot and is still just kind of getting fucked by like the government and all these other fucking things out of my money. It's very, when I go online and I see a lot of women complaining about money, and they have OnlyFans accounts, and they're making hand over fist for photos of themselves, I'm not going to lie. It's a little hard to take a lot of like financial things here. And I know that's not necessarily like an avenue that's open to every single woman. You know what I mean? Like fucking.
Well, I want to stop you there. Yes, it is. but I understand that a lot of them they don't want to do it. I get it.
Okay.
I understand. Yeah.
It is. No, dude, I have seen it. Let me finish.
Chill. Derek,
no, I'm not gonna
Derek.
chill. I'm not gonna chill. Let me finish. Because look at, dude,
I'm not fucking leaving.
I have seen some busted up women on having OnlyFans.
Oh my
God. I've done some fucking deep dives of like who's on
skullduggery,
OnlyFans because there's a network. A lot of them retweet each other and stuff. A lot of them they're supporting each other. Again, sex workers support each other. So sometimes I'll do deep dives to see who's on what and what kind of stuff is being posted. Some women don't even show their faces and they have huge followings. I'm like, that's awesome. The anonymity, and they're still making all this money. There's ones that they don't get naked at all.
Did you see that guy who photoshops himself into a woman and makes bank off of people who like he pretends?
Yes, that is complete fraud. You can go to jail. I wouldn't do that because you can literally go to jail for that though.
Oh really?
No, not really. No, it's listed. No, it isn't.
You think you're paying for a product that's not real.
No, because it says he admits to it.
Oh, he admits to it then. Okay,
it's
then
not
that's completely
upfront.
fine.
It's not as upfront as it should be, but it's disclaimed. If you want that information, it's there.
Okay,
it's like,
then he knows what he's doing then. Okay, I thought he was just like okay.
No, I can't remember. This is a while. This is also a while ago that I heard this, so I don't know.
That's awesome.
That's a fucking galaxy brain right there, man.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I just got to finish this point because I feel like there's this weird. I feel like working hard, if you don't have to work hard, you shouldn't work hard. This is how I feel. I feel like in life, it is finite when you think about time, relative to time, right? So you shouldn't spend all of your life busting your ass and being stressed out and crying and killing yourself over work and shit like that. If you don't have to. In my opinion, I am envious of I just a video that I'm gonna drop soon. I'm talking about Amaranth, where she got the idea from that fucking 90 Day Fiance chick to sell farts in a jar, like, and then she's just making thousands of dollars off of selling. And Amaranth is not because I saw a video of somebody opening one and he's like, oh my god, it's so pungent. And I'm like, she's spraying fart spray in a jar, obviously. You're not gonna trap a fart to it's gonna be so fucking dense and like it's so stupid. But
it's not real. Making
so much money off it, and this chick from 90 Day Fiance, she did that first, and she became a millionaire off of doing it last year. It's all about people just having self-respect and dignity, which I think is fucking bullshit. I think people should stop giving a fuck, about these things, because the reason why they don't want to do these things is because, I have self-respect. I'm like, you're an idiot. If you have the means to make thousands of dollars off of doing almost nothing,
millions,
really. Why the fuck why do you care about your dignity? That's so stupid.
Look,
if I had the means, I'm just going to wrap it up real quick.
Okay.
If I had the means to, because I can make a little bit of money by tapping into the gay market, right? I can post fucking dick pics or, male camel toe or whatever, and I can get a little bit of money from the male community, from the gay community. But it's not like the simp community for the women. If that were a thing for me, I would have been doing that fucking years ago.
You guys, it would be hilarious how quickly, I don't think people understand. And by the way, I just want to be clear. This does come from a place of envy. 1,000,000%.
100%.
I wish 100%. I will admit that. It was like when people were like, "Oh, you're just jealous of this millionaire with all their money." It's like, yeah,
yes,
of course. What are you talking about? Of course. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you remedial? Do you not want millions of dollars? You fucking imp. But yes, it's the thing. It's like where it's like,
Derek, what the fuck?
Of course it's jealousy. Of course I'm jealous of people who get to just post a fucking random thirst trap and make rent in a day. I don't understand how you could possibly not be jealous of that.
Look,
exactly.
Guys, calm down. Okay, calm down.
Exactly.
A feminist Kingston has re-entered the fight because misogynist Sweeney is gonna continue this fire.
See, we're sex positive feminists, bro.
I want to say
about
too,
that life.
I want to say too, go get your bag. By all means, I support it 1,000,000%. Go do it. You'd be stupid not to. But just also understand that when you have a Game Shark to life, when you can just basically bypass poverty, one of the biggest, like almost objectively the only big barrier that people have to overcome, literally, like in order to achieve like a basic, sustainable, like baseline neutral happy life is poverty. And when you just can bypass that with a photo of your face, I just understand that it comes across a little bit odd. That's it. That's all I ask, is that people just be self-aware with how lucky they are, and just acknowledge that. Because you guys would be flooding in pictures of my penis right now. If that, you guys have no fucking clue, man.
Literally,
you guys have no idea.
I tweeted yesterday that I'm about to just start posting pictures of the side profile of my penis.
That's pretty cool. I don't think that's an original idea, actually, probably.
Like the side profiles where I dress it up, and it's like sort of like in motion, where like it's like sort of like walking, like sort of like I'm trying to get like a scene sort of like Red Dead when they're walking toward the fucking house.
Oh, the fucking house. God damn, that's so awesome.
But it's my dick. It's my erect dick in like a cowboy aesthetic. I want to do stuff like that because like you can't, in my mind, you can't complain about how bad your life is going money wise when you can just post like if I was a woman and I just didn't feel like paying for lunch, I would fuck some guy to buy me lunch.
No, you don't have to do that, though.
You don't even have to fuck
No.
say,
But
hey.
that's how fucking filthy I would be. I'd be
Okay,
that
you would go the
kind of
extreme.
monster.
Okay.
I'd be that
gotcha.
because it's just there's no reason not to be a dumb, just scum.
Dude,
I'm like, hey, I want to buy lunch. I'll show you a picture of my tits. That's you want to see my tits? Buy me lunch.
When I was working, I saved for months for a $60 headset.
It's wild. It's
And now you can just have an Amazon wish list and simp.
Some
fucking
fucking
get that for you.
stupid neckbeard motherfucker, dumb bitch will pay for that. My nigga, there's
hold on.
I'm not.
We gotta move on to questions.
I know we gotta move on.
Soon.
I know we gotta move on. But I just want to say this. I just want to put this out in the universe.
I'm so mad.
Just don't give it a chance. Just don't write it off. Let's progress as a species and stop stigmatizing sex work, right?
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
You don't need to be fucking proud or what. Just do it's a job.
Also,
and it's an easy job.
Also,
let's
go.
I
would also
stigmatize sex works, but let's do a lot of work shaming simps. Shame those motherfuckers.
All right,
bro.
let's fucking move on.
No.
We have to move on. We have to move on. We've got a lot of questions.
We have to shame simps. We have they're bad.
All right. God Christ Almighty, Jesus fuck. All right.
We have to.
I wish I had simps though. I'm gonna be real. I wish I had simps. I really
absolutely.
Do. I really
post pictures of my balls. I'd post pictures of my balls when it's cold, dog. I would do that regular.
I hate everything about this
fucking chestnut and shriveled up.
Make sure you shave though, homie. We can't do hairy balls though. I can't do that shit.
Oh no, there's no hair on my balls, bro. Thank God.
Let's move on. Genetics. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything you have to say.
Manscaped. Because use promo
intro
code
right into an ad.
All right, moving on to some questions. We got to get through these. Oh my God, Steven, where's the brandy road? And he says, "Hello, politically incorrect Eddie Burback, edgy Jarvis Johnson, and gay Noel Miller." I don't know which one. I guess.
Wait,
Noir Johnson.
I don't know who's who. I'm assuming you're
Eddie Burback.
I guess I have to.
Eddie Burback.
That's the white.
You have
one.
no mustache though. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
and
no.
I'm.
Are you gay? Are you gay, Noel Miller?
Am I the gay one? I don't know.
Because Noel Miller's like multiracial, so I guess I'm not multiracial.
Whatever. Clarify your fucking name.
I'm multicultural.
or whatever.
I'm not two races.
All right. When he says, or she, whoever the fuck, when you shower, do you use a loofah or a washcloth, or do you go hand only?
Oh, both.
Oh, this is a good question. Because for some reason, there's like a racial divide that I've discovered. I've discovered from listening to podcasts, and for some reason, this is just what the consensus has been so far, is that people with light skin for whatever reason wash with their hands. And they just wash with their hands only, and they don't use cloths and shit. And then people kept asking each other, and it kept growing, and I was like, why is that? It was like a consensus thing. No, but I use a loofah with a stick attached to it so I can fucking thoroughly scrub my back. Because
for my back, I use a loofah, obviously, because I can't reach back there. So I get a loofah and I scrub my back until I see blood. But
you can't reach your back.
I can't reach my back.
You can't reach like the middle of it, like there's a lot of
you
can't. Can you apply a lot of pressure while you're reaching your back?
Absolutely.
A
million %.
So you scrub that?
You're just
I can't do
you're
that.
like, yeah, but you're like a weirdo contortionist. So like, I don't think people are fucking.
You're also
like
way
that
thinner than
yeah, like
both
we're both
even.
fucking kind of fat.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it also that helps.
I'm
That
not
doesn't
portly
help.
as shit. I'm not kinda. I'm a portly guy, you know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, loofah with the stick is so good, dude.
Oh, for the back, you got these loofah for the back, you know,
love
and then
it,
for the front of my body, I use washcloth, like any place I can reach, like safely, because I can actually like properly like clean that. But for my back, I use loofah.
I just bought something new.
Falling and dying.
I just
bought something new, actually.
Right there.
You bought something?
I bought something. It's a revolutionary idea. It's basically like the loofah kind of washcloth thing, but it's a glove. I just bought fucking. There's like 2 gloves, so you can like
a hamburger
exfoliate better.
It
does look like a hamburger.
It does look like a hamburger. It looks like.
Yeah.
It does look like a hamburger. It looks like Charmin's Michael Jackson or something.
Let me honestly, they're my jack off gloves. I'm just gonna be real. Like this is what I don't get the cum on my hands.
Jacking off with a fucking loofah, something that sandpapery. You're just jacking your dick and you're full stroking your shit, man. Just pulling all the dead skin off your fucking genitals.
I've got in the complete opposite direction, bro. Like I don't want like lube and like smoothness and shit. That's just boring.
I want fucking pain. I want it to hurt. I want to fall over. I want to fall down.
I want to tear my skin off under boiling rain. And that's how I want to exist.
Yeah, I feel like using a cloth or something is important to get off the dead skin. I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't very clean. And there was another thing I on a radio show. It was they were like, "Do you wash your bottom portion of your legs? Do you scrub your legs?" It was like half and half of people being like yes and no. And so it was like enough to where, well, you have to scrub everywhere because, like I said, the dead skin's gonna collect. You want to get the dead skin, especially your fucking ankles. For some reason, like there's a lot of
like your Achilles, like right there. You're supposed to scrub that part of your body. Like that's because about a dead skin ends up there. You know, like it's just a part of your body that you don't really touch very often.
Right.
It's also
so
like
that's
suffocated.
Kind of
it's also suffocated by shoes and shit. Like it's just it's a really I don't know. I've gone through periods of loofah and washcloths and also nothing, like just my hands. But like at the same time, I don't know. Like I grow it for whatever reason. I grow attached to loofahs, and when they get to that like last, like when you get to the point where you have to replace them, it's like sad, and I just like.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
this is gonna sound weird.
I'm going through that right
like
now, bro.
Loofahs are like sexual partners in a way, you know. Like they touch you and caress you in a way that like most things don't, you know. So like, you gotta like. It feels sad to be like, dang man, it's like having a fleshlight and banging it out, and then one day it's like, I can't use you no more. There's holes in you, you know. I can't keep fucking you, fleshy. You gotta throw them away and buy a new one, you know. That's why I have 3 saved. I have like 3 under my bed saved for whenever.
Yeah, you got 3. You got 3 ready to go.
3.
Can you imagine the man who buys fleshlights in bulk? Oh, what the hell?
What kind of savage bangs a fleshlight out? It doesn't work anymore.
Bro, I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy for that because you got to clean it all. And fuck all that, dude. I got a couple of them for. I asked. What's the company called? Whatever, the Fleshlight company. Sorry. I thought thinking it was like maybe a bigger company, but I asked Fleshlight if they sponsored YouTubers. They said no, but they sent me some products anyway. And so I kept one of them, and then I raffled 2 of them away. And it's just not like, it's not fucking. I'm lazy, bro. Like you gotta clean that shit. So like once you're done, like You have to fucking get up and go soap it up and water.
Force yourself.
Dude.
You gotta force yourself to get up and clean it, or else you're gonna start double.
I'm not.
Are you gonna start double dipping? You gotta make sure it's clean. You know?
That's exactly my point. I don't want to double dip, and I'm too lazy to clean, so I just threw it away.
You see, you're a waste. I've never had one, and I really want one. I really want one.
What's stopping you?
For the experience. You guys know exactly what's stopping me. But,
I don't know what's stopping you. Are you not allowed to beat off?
You know,
it's just his imagination.
I can say this very safely. If Lillian finds a fleshlight in my bedroom, there is going to be a situation.
Okay,
because she's going to be like,
does she have any sex toys, bro? Does she have any sex toys?
I don't think she does. In all realness, man. I provide.
Okay.
I provide, man.
All right.
I mean, it's not even about it's not about provision. It's about, you're not with each other at 99.9% of the times, and then sometimes, I don't know, some couples like to, do some shit and then send pictures to their partner like, "Hey, look what I'm doing," and then you go, that's hot.
She does. I don't
think she does. Hot.
But if I if I have one. Because if I have one, that might be the first step into me leaving.
You should get one of those. You ever see those?
You're so stupid.
I'm no longer.
You ever see those creepy things where it's like just a piece of the body? It's like the ass, the pussy, it's just a piece of it.
That's enough. That's enough for me, bro. That's enough. It's like, if that shit hits different, bro, I'm no longer on Team Woman.
I want to meet the
one push to get me. I'm not on this team anymore.
This is easily the most misogynistic episode.
Let's
move on.
Hey, we gotta. I mean, we shit on men all the time. I imagine sometimes the women gotta get it too.
That is
true. We make fun of men a lot.
We're equal opportunity, son.
Because men ain't shit. I'm gonna be very real with you. Men ain't shit at all. We suck. We are terrible.
I mean,
but
dude,
women are fucking worse in every fucking way.
We harbor simps. We harbor men.
Yeah, we are the simps. That's like literally like there are no women simps. Not really. Like not per capita.
No,
per capita.
Anyway, let's move on. Cross-eyed trans girl wrote and he says, "Guys, help! For whatever reason, Elden Ring just isn't clicking for me. It has plenty of things to love about it, an intriguing open world, tight responsive combat, a rich RPG leveling system, and yet I cannot enjoy it. Has there ever been a stellar release that for whatever reason you can't vibe with, were you able to break the funk and able to enjoy it? I'm not ready to give up on it yet. Also, have a nice day." But she wrote edit, because I got to this question later.
Oh, let me see.
It has clicked. I'm loving it. Which is...
I was gonna... Dude, it took the words out of my mouth because I had a conversation with my roommate. And he asked me, like, maybe 1 or 2 days after playing Elden Ring, said, how do you like it? Should I get it? Because he never got into the Soulsborne series. And I told him, well, he likes playing video games on hard, so that wouldn't be a problem. But I told him, if you're not really into this, maybe you wouldn't like it if you're not really into Souls. And then I told him, this was my thing. I said, all right, I've played all of the Souls games, and this is very repetitive. The sounds are the same, a lot of this. And I don't have a lot of time on my hands right now. That was my biggest thing. I don't have a lot of time. I'm so fucking busy. I don't know why I bought this game. That was my thought at first. I was like, man, I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to be able to enjoy this game the way that I want to. So then I went away from it for just a few days, and I kept realizing I keep thinking about Elden Ring. Like, subconsciously, I fucking love the shit out of it to the point where I couldn't wait to just play it. And then one day I played it till like 5:30 in the morning because it was the only time that I had to play, just while I should be sleeping. So yeah, it definitely grew on me hard.
It happens to me too, where there are moments where things come out where everyone is so enamored by it, and the simple hearing about it, it kind of dissuades you from wanting to be a part of it. It happens to people. People don't like admitting that it's true, but it's real. It happens. When Red Dead 2 came out, I was not exactly into it like everybody else. I was kind of like, I'm going to get into it. I know I would like it, but like, I'm going to get into it whenever I get into it. And I started playing the game, and I realized why people were like, this game is an experience. Like, same thing with Game of Thrones. If you guys can believe, there was a period of time where I was like, I don't really think I'd like Game of Thrones. I'm a fucking maniac for that, because that's one of like my favorite series of all time. Even the books. I remember when the books were like out, my friend was telling me about like, oh, read the books. You know, my friend Marco, he was like, dude, read the books. You'll like this. Read the books. and I didn't give it a chance, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. People are right. These are really, really, really good. So that happens. You have to exclude yourself from the hype in a very genuine way, but don't let it turn into cynicism, because it's easy. It's easy to be like, everybody, oh, this is so cool, this is so cool, this is so cool. Like people at the MCU. For a while, people are like, oh, the MCU is so good. People are like, that's not that cool. And then they watch and they're like, damn, this is actually a pretty good film series, like overall, like one overarching story is pretty cool. They have ups and downs and highs and lows and shit like that, but it ended up pretty good. And Elden Ring is currently that thing right now. It is that social thing.
I remember being in a similar space with Breaking Bad when that was new. Like everybody was telling me to watch Breaking Bad, and that was like at a time like I didn't really watch dramas. Like I played. Like I played video games and I watched comedy. Like I watched like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and fucking like like Curb Your Enthusiasm and like Seinfeld and shit. Like I wasn't watching anything that was like dramatic in any real way. Like I hadn't seen The Wire. I wasn't interested in The Sopranos or nothing. So like everybody was talking about Breaking Bad. And I was like, I don't know. It seems boring. Whatever. Like maybe I'll get around to it.
It's crazy.
And then they had a trailer or something, like a commercial that said, "Oh, the final season of Breaking Bad," and I remember for some reason I was like, I don't know, I think I was bummed about something that happened. I was like, I got time to kill. I'm not busy at all. Now that I know the show is ending, I'll watch the previous season. I'll binge watch it because that was when Netflix was kind of new and binge watching was kind of like a new thing that people just couldn't fucking responsibly manage. And
right.
I binged the entire the series leading up to that final season of Breaking Bad in like 3 or 4 days. Like I did, like all day I spent watching like the whole fucking day, and then like into the night I would fall asleep, and then I would wake up and I would be like, oh fuck, which episodes did I fall asleep for? And then I would go back and watch those until I fell asleep again. It was crazy. It was bad, but I loved it. It was so good. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes like the hype can do wonders for a game. It could also do like the opposite. It could pull people in. It could draw people away. But yeah, I don't know, man. This I was not expecting to even bother with Elden Ring because I liked Sekiro. Bloodborne was fine. I played a little bit of Bloodborne. I didn't really like Dark Souls. I did not plan on playing this at all. And it's one of my favorite games of all time for sure. It's crazy how that could just happen.
That is pretty crazy how that works out, because I was definitely expecting you to be like, yeah, it's fun. That's what I was kind of expecting your take since we've talked about this before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to say to the opposite, though, of something. I had to just point this out real quick. We don't need to discuss it, but I saw everybody was fucking hyped up like crazy for Euphoria. People that I respect, too. I'm like, really? Is it really a good show? Finally checked it out. And I say this unironically, and I'm being genuinely serious about this. For a drama, is the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like,
that's
not
wild.
even close.
I don't adore it. I think it's a pretty decent show with pretty good casting.
I think it's completely fucking terrible. I don't think
disagree.
There's any redeeming qualities to it.
I disagree. I think you're dumb.
I think people who watch it are dumb. Like to me, it's like the Big Bang Theory of drama. It's completely fucking stupid.
How is the Big Bang Theory so pop? Bro, I've been in
because people are stupid as shit on average, bro. People are, look, I posted something on TikTok just to kind of poke fun at it, and people got so mad. There were so many people so mad of like, because I pointed out a non-joke, and the audience is laughing their asses off, right? They're just fucking crying tears, laughing so hard with a non-joke. Sheldon just says something that like,
he references Halo or something, and then people
this time
laugh.
He referenced the Betamax and recording the McNeil report. Like, oh, I recorded the McNeil report in the wrong formats because I made the wrong decision by getting a Betamax instead of a VCR, and people started dying laughing. I'm like, you just said a thing. You just said a thing, and people are dying. And I'm like, what is this? So I pointed it out, and then people were like, there was people like, it's you just don't understand. I'm like, I understand everything he said. That's why it's not funny to me at all. I know what a Betamax is.
Bitch, you don't know nothing about. You don't know shit about what you're talking about.
It's funny because it's nerdy. Like that's not.
It's funny because if you watched Seinfeld or any other sitcom, there's no way they would mention video games.
For me, what bothers me about Big Bang Theory is that I am literally supposed to be their target audience.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That is like, I don't know anyone that fits that quota more than me. I don't know anyone that is like, oh, he likes fucking stupid science shit. He likes fantasy stuff. He likes sci-fi things. He loves comics. This is for me. I was like, oh, this show's gonna be funny. And then I watch it, and it's just a bunch of autistic grown men making horrible jokes, and I'm like, what the fuck should I be laughing at them because they're disabled, or should I be laughing at the jokes? Like,
that seems to be the consensus, that it's like laughing at disabled people or something, people that are just really, there's something wrong with them. Like, there seems to be, because I can't figure it out. I can't figure out like what's supposed to be funny about it. And I was like, I think it's just supposed to be normal, like, jock people. Jinx is dying. Well, like, look, I don't know if I think what it's supposed to be is normal, average people. Like, that they thought the entire life nerd and stuff culture was hilarious because look at these pathetic people.
It's also
and
just like the worst people
too.
Like the thing that's worse about it, I think the thing that's worse about it is that they're supposed to be nerds, and it's supposed to be they're supposed to be endearing in some way, but they're kind of like the worst people, you know? Like,
right.
Like that there's that Jewish guy who's like a mondo pervert or whatever the fuck.
Wallowitz.
Yeah, and he's like socially awkward or whatever.
How do you know this?
Because
what?
I've tried to watch it. I've literally given it, like, there are things that don't click, you know, like Lord of the Rings didn't click for me at first, you know? And I
so you went back
to
you
it,
went back. Okay,
and I was like,
okay.
You know what? Like, there is a reason why. You know, there's a reason why. Even, let me be real, Seinfeld didn't click. It didn't click for me. And I have statements about Seinfeld.
It's a sitcom. Sitcoms generally are, especially now, are like they don't fit well with like the way people watch TV. Like like when Seinfeld was going off the air, that was like the last, like that and Friends were the last like great I say that as somebody who doesn't really like Friends, but it has to be a good show. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be a good show.
That is the thing. For me, I've realized that many things that people give a lot of merit to, like the masses give a lot of merit to, usually there's something about it that's why they're giving it merit. You know, it may not be exactly a person's fit, but Seinfeld, Chris, you knew me when I did not like Seinfeld. You knew me at that period of time. And now I can walk in the middle of an episode of Seinfeld and like, oh, I know exactly, this is when this happens, right? Because all you guys have watched it so much around me.
Yeah.
To the point that now I know about that show as much as someone that's seen every episode of it. Because I've seen every episode. I've just been present for everything.
You absorbed it through osmosis.
So, like, I understand why Seinfeld is great, because Seinfeld's about nothing, and most shows are about, like, all these, like, intricate plot points, and it's sort of, I forgot what it's called when it's a cast. Like, the cast is what
like
makes
an ensemble. It's an ensemble show.
Yeah, it's like an ensemble show, you know. It works because of what it works about. Well, there's people like fucking Jerry.
Well, the thing that works with Seinfeld is that it's not a show about, it's a show about how a comedian gets their material. It's like, it's literally like,
him living his funny scenarios.
These small things that would never work now, because every single problem that Seinfeld runs into could be solved with a text message or a cell phone. So like, there's not a lot of tension now. But you know, then there are shows like Friends, which, like, I don't know. I understand why people like Friends. I just don't like it. It's like, oh, I could see why this would be. Oh, it's like a group of people, and it's almost like you're hanging out with like a group of friends almost. Like, I get the dynamic that they're going for. Seinfeld is about the worst people. It's about the worst people finding themselves in relatable problems, and you're not really rooting for any of them because they all suck. And The Big Bang Theory, it's weird because it does the thing that Seinfeld does. It's like a group of terrible people who like get themselves involved in these like really, like, I mean, relatable problems as far as like nerd worlds are concerned. Like, oh, this comic is whatever, or like, oh, I want to meet Bill Nye or whatever. Like all these like things that are common in nerd, but it treats those characters as if they're the good guys. Like, it treats them as if, like, you're supposed to like these guys and, like, they're supposed to be like, oh, how cool are they? They're just like me. That's not the point.
The nerds never are the bad guys, you know? The nerds are never the bad guys. They never, like, the asshole sucky dudes.
But they are.
In
like, in the context of the story, they suck.
They kind of suck, you know? Except for, what's his name?
Man, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't care about
the one dude that, like,
I don't care.
They're all bad. Look, the point is it's a bad show, and you should feel bad if you like it.
But Euphoria, I think Euphoria is not that bad.
No, I think Euphoria is terrible. I think it's absolutely terrible. I think it's tricked you into thinking it's good because it looks good cinematography-wise.
No. That's all. It's great. I think it's great cinematography.
That's all it has. It's a fucking terrible show. What do you like about it? What do you think is even remotely good about it?
Let me spit my piece. You're Ben Shapiroing me right now. You're attacking me before I can talk. You're Shapiroing me right now.
Go ahead. I will retort after.
Okay. Hypothetically.
You can give you a Ralph retort on that one.
What happens about the show is that the show, for me, it's a comedy as well as it being dramatic. It is very much so a comedy. It's comedic how this shit happens, you know? Like, I've watched it around Chris, and I'm laughing at, like, a lot of the fuck shit that happens because there is realness to and there are people that go through those extreme drug problems at very young ages. I've seen it. I've seen people that just go through, like, they can't get right, and no matter how hard they try. But the problem with the show is that, for me, is that they're teenagers, you know? When I look at teenage anything, you know, I look at it with a lens of like, this is just hilarious because it gets so much worse real soon, but you don't get it. You don't get how much worse it gets. And for me, the idea for like the main character, Rue, you're supposed to be rooting for her because she is more than just her drug problems. She's a girl that has a good heart.
For her, she's a fucking villain.
She is a villain. And that's what,
like,
did you finish the whole series? No. Did you finish the whole series?
I watched both seasons.
In season
and she admits
two,
it herself. She's like, I'm a terrible fucking person.
In season two, you can tell that she cares about Jules. She cares about Jules the whole time. And Jules is sort of kind of an asshole in her own right, you know. And then there's Nate, who's the devil. That is the white devil.
Nate is the fakest character ever created. This is the problem with the show.
He's extremely over-exaggerated.
The show tries to live in reality. Look, if they were just self-aware, like the Fast and Furious franchise when The Rock joined, then I could watch it. But they're trying to. If you look at every single review, I looked at a bunch of fucking reviews to try to see if anybody was watching it because I was looking around like, am I watching this wrong? Is this supposed to be like a fake fantasy world where everything exists in a way that it's just that would literally never ever happen? No, everybody's saying, "Well, it's so relatable." It's this, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching.
I wouldn't go as far as saying so relatable.
Well, see, look at
definitely.
Euphoria, because I was watching it with you because I was forced to, basically. Like,
you were.
I had no
control.
I had no control. So I was watching some of it, and I was like, it's really well acted, I think, in certain parts. I think Zendaya is really a really good actress. But
I disagree. I think
everybody else, I think it's good. But the issue is they treat her drug problem very, very seriously, and then the rest of the show is fucking absurd. Like it is
the rest of the show, like it's
everything that surrounds
focal point. It's like her looking out.
But the thing is, it's like it's just so weird because it wants you to take it very seriously, and then you have Nate with a gun creeping around in the dark doing fucking
Batman shit.
Literal Batman shit.
None of these people aside from Rue exists. You know, like because I know people. I know that drug addicts are. That's a wild scene, and I believe that. But everything else that happens in that fucking show, everything that surrounds it, is so laughably absurd and so over the top, dramatically bad that it just makes it seem ridiculous.
And people have to understand
I disagree with the. I don't even feel like once she fucking, because you know, spoilers. I'm just saying, like, people, like, she fucking OD'd, and then that's where, you know, and then it's about, like, taking place after that, essentially, and then doing the cutting back and forth and all this bullshit. But once that happened, as her being a fucking kid, there's no, I'm going to get drugs now again. I'm going to go to this fucking Mac Miller dude and fucking their supplier and stuff, and then get just a bunch of shit so I can do drugs. That's not gonna happen. That is such a fake fantasy fucking bullshit thing. It's like, okay,
wait, what do you mean?
She
What do you mean by
fucking.
that?
I don't know if you watched the entire thing.
I watched all the ODs
she
in the
fucking
beginning.
got. She went to the play after that fucking roach guy or whatever was fucking murked.
She
She
goes
got
to the
that
plug.
big fucking pile of fucking drugs to sell. Like she was gonna make a profit, but she was just doing. She was just getting high on her own supply. She's 17 years old. She's fucking 17 in high school. Who the fuck is going to do that for her? Not only that, her fucking, she's living under her mom's roof, and the only way she found out was because Jules said something. Are these the stupidest people in the fucking galaxy? That like you can't tell that she's on fucking hardcore drugs.
They just
Dude,
totally
it's
forgot
the
about
fakest fucking bullshit ever. There's no reality in this series.
Also, they totally forgot about like she owes like a lot of money to this.
Oh no,
she's
that
just
dude,
walking around
She
like,
fucking, I don't know.
I'm
Dude,
sure
she
that plot
fucking
point's gonna show up
outran
in the
the
next
cops.
season.
Really? She fucking outran. Like, this is the fakest fucking show ever. That guy
No,
Nate climbed into
it's-
that guy's house, broke in, beat the shit out of him,
With a
and
gun.
came back. The guy fucking had a neck brace on, and he didn't think to put an extra lock on his door after somebody broke in and beat the shit out of him. Are you fucking kidding me with this show? You're watching, you're like, this is a good show. Cassie
I think
is
it's-
fucking freaking out for no reason.
right.
Everyone's, this is good acting.
All
This is
right,
really
all
good
right,
acting.
all
She's just
right.
screaming.
Let's move
She's
on.
chewing the
Let's move on.
scenery. She's
move
chewing
on.
the fucking scenery, and people are like, this is good acting. It's a terrible show. You've all been fucking hoodwinked.
No, I think it's a pretty good show.
It's
Whatever.
because you've been
But I think
fucking hoodwinked.
it's exaggerated, and it's comedic.
Like I said, that's the whole thing. If it was self-aware, like the Fast and Furious, then I'd be like, this show's hilarious. I love it. But that's not what it's going for. It's fucking terrible.
I mean, people
I think it's fine. Whatever. Like I don't really care about it. But those are the three varied opinions on this show. Sweeney loves it.
Yeah.
Sweeney would.
Sweeney thinks it's pretty.
I wouldn't say I love
he thinks
it.
it's pretty
I say I
good.
like
You're
it.
like, it's fine.
Sweeney loves it. Derek would, if he had a choice between ensuring that the show ended and his family members survived, he would choose that the show ended. And I just think it's fine.
All right, Chris, the centralist, Chris Raygun, the centralist, the radical centralist.
The
Radical centrist.
No, I don't know. Like I don't know. It's
don't know.
It's
I
not
think-
my kind of show in the first place. So like I already was
that's-
just like, this is not.
It isn't my type of show either. I only watched it because of the hype, because what the glowing praises people were giving it. And then I watched it, and then like I saw the final season finale, and people were like, "Oh my god, that was so great!" And I watched it, and I'm like, "This, how does somebody jump on stage for this fucking play?" I've already said spoilers, and then all this chaos happens, and then the show is just allowed to continue. No security, no, okay, we need to go home,
For
we need
me,
to break
the
down the
ver-
play,
the
because it's
very
not in
moment-
reality
Let's
in
stop.
any
Let's stop.
way,
We gotta
shape,
move
or
on.
form.
We gotta get some
No,
more
we don't need to
questions.
move on. The 30 minutes of Euphoria talk is happening right now.
Oh, I hate it. I hate talking about it.
It's just, I don't know. I'm just upset by people that were hoodwinked into me thinking that was a good show. It's not. It's not.
You're
There's
upset
no
'cause
way
your
to
time
convince
was
me.
wasted, and now you're upset and you want to
Cinematography.
hurt them.
Yeah, well, because I was hoping to be at some point. I was like, at any moment, I'm gonna get hooked in. At any moment, something's gonna get me where I'm like, this person's a good character. These fucking high schoolers that are dressing, Cassie and Maddie are dressing like complete skanks in high school. Like fucking no dress code. Like get the fuck out of here. How are you saying this is a good show?
It is the fakest high school I've ever seen, because
It
everybody's
is.
dressed hilariously, and it's also, see, it's one thing, right? Because you can have a high school. Hold on. You can have a high school where I could believe that maybe the faculty just doesn't give enough of a shit to enforce the dress code. I could believe that, but then you have this play that has a budget that rivals like movies that I've seen that just take place, and then they're
for
letting them
me-
do that,
bro.
and then they're letting them do that shit on stage with like.
For me, that was
it's
the
so
crazy.
absurd.
Because she
Oh, yeah,
just
the-
asked.
the
she
gay
asked about
gym
the play.
scene and shit.
She asked
Like-
about the play, and they were like, "You can do the play." No one checked her script at all. That's for me. When I watch shit involving teenagers, my brain understands the mentality I had as a teenager. Everything seems like it's the end of the fucking world. Everything, because as a teenager, this is the plight of a teenage person. You think you're smarter than you are.
Of course.
But you are extraordinarily ignorant to how the world works. You just don't know yet. No matter how smart of a teenager you are, you could be extremely bright. You could be APs, all this shit, have all these perspectives. Yeah. But then once you enter the real,
you could be a valedictorian. Like I look, man. I'm not gonna name names, but I know some valedictorians who are not in a good spot.
Oh, I know the valedictorian you're talking about. I know the one you're talking about.
So,
but I don't know, but that sounds funny.
But the thing is that it's not funny. It's sad, the situation. But what happens is that people assume, as a teen, you assume you know the world, and then you are entered into it. Even as a young adult, dude, when you're in college, you think college is one thing, and then you get toward the end of college, and you meet people that are done with college, and you're like, oh, this is a scam. I've been scammed.
Right.
You know? Or that's just how
Look,
life
man,
is,
fuck all this shit. Fuck all this shit. I just want to say,
it's a comedy, bro.
Watch Varsity Blues if you want a good high school experience where there's like drama that's actually taken to, it's like a real life experience of living in the South.
Yeah.
And it's not completely, now they don't look fucking, they all look like adults, but that's, the point, right? They're not trying to make them look like little bitch ass kids. But Varsity Blues is a movie that's like, stay grounded. Euphoria is trying to pretend like it's fucking grounded, but it's not in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing grounded about it.
It's on HBO. It's not grounded. It's not grounded. It's on HBO.
So hold on. So if you want...
And floppy dicks everywhere, too.
So if you want something like that, check out Varsity Blues. And if you're, I guess, the other half of the audience of Euphoria and you want to... If you're the kind of person who is maybe watching that show because you just want to watch teenagers have sex, I think maybe go to jail. Maybe. Moving on.
You guys are
yeah. I mean, look, there's a disclaimer. I have no problem with over-the-top dramas. I just want to say that. I just be that. It's like I said, Fast and Furious. They know what they have, and then they're self-aware. They know that they're garbage, and they embrace it.
I watched the newest one. That movie is actually one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life.
Oh,
that movie is so, bro.
See, you're watching it wrong. Derek, see, you're doing. This is why you don't like it.
No. I'm watching it to be. No, Derek, I'm watching it because I know it's stupid. I know I'm going to see stupid shit.
That's the whole point. Then how do you not like it?
There's a moment where there's lines of people coming at Dominic Toretto, and he shoves them back, and I was like, "This is." Dom has Captain America moments.
Yeah, are
Dom
you not?
Has
dude,
Spider-Man Peter Parker moments.
He took out a jet with a fucking truck.
He has Spider-Man
while wearing a
moments.
wife beater. He's wearing a wife beater, and he took out a fucking jet with a truck.
And then it
all
doesn't
of
get John Cena's character in that movie, bro. This shit.
So how do you not understand? Do you understand that this is completely self-aware? They know they're making a cheesy action film that is not supposed to make sense. That's why it's good. It's good because they're not trying to make it believable. Now, Euphoria, on the other hand, is trying to pretend like it's fucking should be taken seriously, and that's all the reviewers are huffing farts and saying, this shit is so grounded, it's so relatable. I'm like, no, it's Fast and Furious of drama. If you said that, then I'd be like, okay, cool.
There are moments in Fast and the Furious where
what are you not understanding?
How people can just say those lines.
What are you not understanding about what I'm just saying? You're acting like it's... What are you not understanding? It's supposed... it is designed that way. What are you not understanding? You're saying it as if it's not designed that way. Why are you hung up on this shit?
The unnecessary Spanish into the script for no reason. Dominic
Is your
Toretto,
brain broken?
It's not... My brain's not broken. It's so bad. It's
That's
like
the
so
fucking
not
point.
Good.
How are you not understanding this? Dude, just like fucking John Cena came out and GQ and he was like, I love how like self-aware this shit's getting to the point where people said all they can do is go to space now. And then like, yeah, they went to space. It's the fucking point. How are you not understanding? You're trying to break it down as if it's not designed this way.
The point of murder
I'm trying
is murder,
to put it in your brain. Nothing should surprise you in this franchise because it's designed to be garbage. A garbage 90s action film. It's designed that way. And you're like, they said this, they saying things that I can't believe. I'm like, yes. That's why you didn't enjoy it, because your brain's not understanding how it should be enjoyed. That's the problem. It shouldn't be meta for you, man. It's like it's self-aware. They even talk about like how come we've never been hurt or killed or anything. Like they it's so self-aware. 100%. And
so
I laugh
painful.
at that.
It
shouldn't be painful because you're
hurts.
watching it wrong, bro. That's the whole point.
Watching it wrong, man.
No, you literally are. You're watching. It's just like me. I was asking the question with Euphoria. I was like, am I watching this wrong? Should I be watching this on the same lines of Fast and Furious where it's not supposed to be taken seriously in any way, shape, or form? No. People reading people's takes on this, they're like, this is so relatable and believable and I can this and this and that. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just, these people are just stupid. They're just stupid as fuck. Now if the director said something otherwise and said, no, this isn't supposed to be taken seriously, it's supposed to be a complete fantasy and bullshit, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's that simple.
The only thing Euphoria I can't believe is I can't believe anything about Nate. Nate, that nigga is insane. That shit is
only
wild.
Nate? You can't believe his fucking dad? You can't believe Cassie and Maddie. You can't believe how she's a fucking porn star at 17 years old.
It's horrible. It's horrible, but shit like that happens. That is the thing is that these are
intertwined in the same fucking high school. Shut the fuck up, dude.
There's exaggerations
in the same high school. Everybody is all intertwined.
Derek,
Everybody is all intertwwined. You're fucking being stupid right now.
Those things happen, but
it's all exaggerated. That's the point.
Those are grossly exaggerated, but those things happen.
That's the fucking point.
Nate,
if it wasn't grossly exaggerated, then it would be grounded in reality. But it's not. So how is it real if it's exaggerated?
Nate is a bit different from everything else because
dude, his dad is just as fucking. His dad is just as unbelievable.
Not as unbelievable. No, not even precisely. This very stern, upstanding, guy that's secretly a homosexual man, fucking trans people. Is not as exaggerated as this boy who just sneaks into buildings and gets firearms repeatedly. That's not as what? You just argued that? That's way different. Nate is Batman. Nate is young Batman.
All right, you're talking about people break into people's houses with guns. How is that?
That happens, but Nate has got it down to a science.
Yes, he does. But I blame it less on Nate. Look, I blame it less on Nate. I blame it less on Nate and I blame it more on the writing because Nate should have been in jail a million years ago. Nate once he broke in, that guy got the shit kicked out of him would have narked at him regardless.
And when he broke it, I could believe that more if this was like, hey, it's the 70s or something.
Nate could break into the past. Right. Nate could break into the before times. Nate could break into the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. Like he can break into anything. This man's wild.
Break in and steal Rasputin's fucking dick and shit.
That's part of that Destiny DLC, right? Where Nate breaks into the Vault of Glass or whatever.
Nate breaks in and takes Sabathun's worm, and we're like, how did he get that worm?
Look, Nate from Euphoria.
I'll concede.
Sabathun's worm. God help us. Listen, we gotta fucking.
I'll concede. We didn't move, but I will concede that Nate is definitely the most ridiculous character. I will concede to that. But his dad is not far under.
His dad is tier. Nate is tier S. We're like, what the fuck? His dad is tier B. Where it's like, that's pretty crazy. But like,
okay, I'm gonna make a Euphoria tier list later.
We gotta do that. I'll collab with you on that one.
Yeah.
We'll make a Euphoria tier list.
I'm down. That'll be funny.
A Euphoria believability tier list. Or unbelievability tier list. If
you gotta be a part of this too, Chris. It's your fortune. You've seen the show too. You gotta sit in.
It'd be okay, fine. Yeah, I will do that. That'd be good content. Honestly, that'd be good.
That'd be good content for the. That'll be a Patreon thing we do where you just.
I feel like so many people are gonna shit on my take because I've seen way too much praise on this fucking show, and I feel I'm in the Matrix, and I'm not understanding this.
You're not alone. You're not alone in your belief because I do believe it's ridiculous. You're not alone in that. All right, like I want you to understand that you're not alone in that. But I think my perspective of watching it is just different. Where I'm just like, it's like Degrassi. If Degrassi was written by a
Degrassi is
psychopath.
fucking grounded though. That's the thing.
No, exactly. Degrassi was written by a lunatic, like a drug addict.
That's my entire point. Degrassi is fucking believable. And these people that are watching the show, and look at Degrassi is
is ridiculous too,
dude. School shootings, stupid problems, like what happened in Degrassi? That was over the top.
That's the tag for Degrassi on DVD. School shootings and stupid problems.
Degrassi,
we gotta move on.
Degrassi's
We
bullshit.
have questions that we have to get to.
There's
Man,
no
all
school
right,
shootings
okay,
in Canada.
okay.
What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't happen in Canada. It's fucking Canada. Shut the fuck up. That wouldn't happen. Drake got
Let's
shot for
answer
no
these
reason. He's just
questions
black.
and somehow intertwine Euphoria within the questions.
All right,
Let's go. If we
Oh,
have to,
my
we'll extend the cast a little
I'm fucking
longer because
sweaty.
we're so
no,
on that for
I have
so
to
long.
strain.
You'll be fine, Chris.
All right, let's go.
Let's see. Let's move.
This has been my most favorite episode in a long time, dude. This has been
You're
a
not even
fucking
ready,
good one.
man. We've been fucking 15 minutes and talking shit.
I'm just a silly little dum-dum. Don't hurt me, please, wrote. And he says, hello, you mischievous band of little misfits. You guys recommended so much cool stuff. Parentheses, TV shows and games.
Let's go
To us for more than 2 years now, and I was wondering if you have anything new that you'd like to share. If we have anything new that we'd recommend. Would you guys like to recommend Euphoria?
So there's this television show called Euphoria.
This show's fucking ruined.
You can't even win. You can't even win when you try. You have the cards. You're holding the cards and you still lose.
Oh my god.
Anything besides Euphoria, though?
What have I watched?
I thought Peacemaker was fun. And,
Peacemaker was
very
fucking
good.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Peacemaker was one of those. It's exactly like Derek is talking about. It's one of these shows where it's like, this is ridiculous, and it
Self-aware
understands.
bullshit.
And that's a genuinely fun show. Like, Peacemaker is way better than I thought it had any right to be. Largely, it's James Gunn is like a miracle child. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's like single-handedly like making the best things for everyone. It's like very bizarre.
James Gunn knows what makes comic books good. He knows how to take characters that are not exactly the most popular. Like, dude, I'm an avid DC fan. I don't even know who the fuck Peacemaker was, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't even show he wasn't in DC Rebirth at all, if I'm not mistaken. He just wasn't present.
Yeah.
But he takes those characters and he's like, what about this character is ridiculous? Oh, his dad's a racist. And he just plays on these ridiculous points of the characters while also interjecting a lot of good humanity into them. And I think that's where he excels in, you know, because he did it with the Guardians. You know, the Guardians are, that team is not exactly the most popular. I like the comic book versions of them because that comic book team is insanely, like, ridiculous. But
you're gonna say something, Derek?
That you're in love with me. I'm just, the theme song, the Guardians.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is way more popular now because of James Gunn.
Oh, absolutely.
And
it helped me get into them, and truth be told.
Yeah,
I know about those characters.
I had no interest in them at all. And now, like, I would say that those movies in general are like some of my favorites in the pantheon of like MCU films. I love both of those movies. Like,
I'd argue Guardians 1 is the best MCU movie. That's just a standalone story. I think Guardians 1 is the best one.
It's definitely. I like both of them a lot. Like, I think they both have just so much heart. Like, the second one isn't really important as far as like the overall MCU stuff is, but there's just. He knows how to make things with a lot of character and heart, and like it's just it shined in Suicide Squad as well. That new Suicide Squad movie was awesome. I had so much fun.
It had no right being as good as it was.
There was no good reason why I should have came out of that movie being like, man, I loved Polka Dot Man. Like, what the fuck? Like, how did you do that?
My favorite part of that movie is when
fight
Pete Davidson
a
got shot in the
giant
face.
Yeah, Pete Davidson got there's a giant starfish at the end, and
good.
Pete Davidson gets his head spooned out by a fucking tank round. It's ridiculous. Nathan Fillion gets shot, and his arms get shot away from him,
and he's just like writhing in pain. He doesn't get shot himself; his arms get shot to the point he dies.
It's so fucking.
What was his name? The detachable kid?
Yeah, the TDK.
TDK? My name's TDK. Everybody thought it was cool, and then he just set his arms in, and they got shot. His arms got shot till he died, but they weren't on him. That is so fucking hilarious.
Suicide Squad was fantastic. Fun. Anything James Gunn touches right now just seems to be fucking golden, because I was not looking forward to Peacemaker, and like I watched it, and I was like, this is absurd and it's fun. There are parts of it that I don't like. There's like, and it's parts of it that I don't like that are not present in other James Gunn things, and I'm curious as to what that's about exactly, because like there are some moments in Peacemaker where like the writing is a little bit off, like their characters are interacting and it seems like they're going off on like an improv thing.
100%.
And it doesn't fit all that well. Like there's specifically one part where she's talking about like, maybe that was before I knew about your interior asshole. And then she was like, are you talking about a medical condition? And it's like, and there's like, why would I be talking about a medical condition? And it's like comes across as like,
yeah, it's very it's Joss Whedon-esque of like, hey,
yeah.
Let's do 40 takes of improv, and then we're gonna take the best one.
Yeah,
Interact
there
with
was
each other.
there was one thing that I thought one of those I thought was really well, where they where John Cena was like listing off all of the people.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
all of the people that he could have framed for murder instead of his dad.
Instead of his dad.
I thought that was funny, and that was like, because it was just as absurd as it should. But there's other times where I just feel like it doesn't flow well, and it's not super believable in the context of even everything that's ridiculous that's going on in the show. But even despite those like minor like writing hiccups, it doesn't get in the way of how fun that show is. And I would recommend that before. That's the only thing that comes to mind as far as anything new that I haven't seen the Batman.
I don't think I've seen anything.
So
yeah,
I don't have any racist things to share about it.
I started watching Final Space. It's not a bad show.
Oh, that's Olin Rogers, right?
Yeah,
that's,
not a bad show.
That's the guy from Balloon Shop. He has a cartoon.
Wait,
fucking
what?
Insane.
That's him?
You don't know Olin Rogers?
I know who he is, but I didn't know that he was what you call it. He was a person, like he was part of that group. That's insane.
Yeah, It was him, Thomas Gore, and Joshua something. This is like an old sketch comedy troupe from like 2006, but he's doing fucking good shit now. So he's doing a tour now, I think. But
that's dope.
Really cool shit. I loved Balloon Shop as a kid. Look up Balloon Shop, by the way. If you're it's definitely ancient humor, but fucking my god, go to Brahan's Books, BRAHANS Books.
That shit is so stupid.
That
man.
video,
I love it.
I love that video so much. It sucks. It's like this 240p video. It's good. Go watch it. Murder Ascended wrote in. He goes, "Hey guys, since you guys have been going good for a long while now, what is a running joke for the podcast that fans have done / started that you wish would just end, or you're happy that it finally died?" I wonder what Kingston's gonna say.
Well, I don't know. What would you guys say? What do you guys think is a joke that should just fucking end because it's kind of annoying? And it's just simply just fucking a nuisance to constantly hear it. Every time you express any sort of happiness, you gotta hear some freaking fucking pony fucker say some stupid shit. What's a joke you guys really think has gone on too fucking long, huh? A joke that just won't fucking end, huh?
I don't like the long names at the end of the Patreon episode.
Oh, wow. That's what it is, Chris?
I'm annoyed. It takes a long time to read. It fucks me up. It's not funny.
Oh, you know? Yeah. What about you, Derek? Huh? Is it your love for fucking European women? Huh? That's your joke you want to fucking put on ice?
I mean, it doesn't bother me that much.
No, really.
I love women in general. So yeah, I do love European women.
I don't love women.
Fucking sexy.
I don't love women at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything like, especially like towards you. I think everything's great. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, man. Fucking peaches and cream, man. Peaches and cream. Next question. Next question.
That's actually gonna be it. That's actually gonna be it. We're at our time.
Fucking
That's it. No more questions, nigga.
There's a ton of questions, but you know, Euphoria was too important.
This has been a fucking funny episode, and I know you guys are gonna enjoy this one.
What?
But you guys are a bunch of figure naggets, all right? Let's get this.
Whoa, guys, bro.
What, man? That's not even a real word.
I'm high on some semen.
I'm high on some semen,
and I will drink some pee. You know. That was the original lyrics, but they're like, hey, this is not radio friendly. We can't put that on there.
I'm hooked on some semen. was the original version of Hooked on a Feeling.
Yeah.
Somebody call Weird Al right now. I can't. Can you imagine Weird Al's wholesome ass fucking making it?
Making a
That's like back
party.
that's like back in the LimeWire days where you would see all those songs like by Weird Al Yankovic, and it would be like "My pussy's fat and gay," and it's just like it's just this ridiculously crude, evil song parodies. But did you see that LimeWire is turning into an NFT sharing site?
You're lying.
I'm not kidding. That's real. I saw that news this morning.
That took the smile right off my face. Like, I was smiling just a moment ago. I was like, oh, man, this is fun. Weird Al Yankovic. I don't.
That's like the Schindler's List of news. Just puts a frown right on your face the second you hear about it.
That sucks.
It does suck. It's really sad. But anyway, if you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. I do want to mention again at the end of the show, tinyurl.com/sacred200 for those tickets for the show. If you want to come and meet us and interact with us on our show, it'll be a fun time. Tickets are available at that URL.
Get them bussies ready.
$1 a month gets you access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. I think Sweeney's is going to be the next one, or the one that's going to go up. Yours is done, right? It's in the docket.
Just put it up. Put it up.
Oh, you just put it up?
No, wait, no.
I'll literally upload it right now.
So, well, yeah. Don't upload it now. I'll make the thumbnail later tonight, and then it'll be up. Basically, like we'll have it up the next day after.
Gotcha.
After we're recording this, obviously it'll be up by the time you guys hear this. But so that's $1. $5 gets you a question read on the show if we decide to get to it instead of talking about Euphoria. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name to sexy read at the end of the show, which I will now do. Let's count me down.
3, 2,
wait for the
Euphoria.
next fucking video. The next podcast is gonna be fucking wild.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
fucking
wild, dude.
Don't fucking at me.
If you guys change your names to anything Euphoria related, you are on my shit list, by the way. I paid $25 to tell Sween he's bad at sign language and he didn't show up. There are no patrons. All money donated to the podcast is part of an elaborate money laundering operation. The nerd therapist. Fuck you, Jack. I'll commit tax evasion and spend $25 just to make Chris bring a voice to my pettiness. Detective Halligan, Slayer of Druids. Thigh slapping, I don't know what a druid is. Thigh slapping flapjacks. Tevin DeBlack, the plague doctor that's holding the key. I can't read. The plague doctor that's holding the king of haphazard hostage. 9/11. Hey. Oh, is that his name? Wait, is that you?
No, it's not.
Oh wait. Oh, well, do you know who he changed his name to?
Yeah, it's the king of haphazard. Has arisen from his slumbering sleep or something like that. It's
all right.
No one has him under. No one's captured him.
All right. Okay. 9/11 was the world's biggest Jenga game. Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption spinoff, Blue Alive Irredeemable.
Blue Alive. I can't with this.
That actually sucks so hard that it's kind of good.
Blue Alive Irredeemable.
I love shit like that.
What would that even fucking be?
Oh my god. I hate. Oh my fucking lord.
Blue Alive. That's.
Oh my lord, dude. Oh.
All right, hey, whoever did this, now you gotta the characters' names too. You gotta flip them somehow.
You gotta alter their names. Yeah, you gotta alter their names. You gotta make a full cast. You gotta. Blue Alive. I want to make that my name on Twitter. Blue Alive Irredeemable.
It's a good
fucking great.
It is really good. All right, I gotta move on though. Dickalodian. The king of haphazard is dead. You're stealing money from a dead man. Mintberry, let me the fuck in.
Wait, time out. That was very recent, wasn't that? Wasn't that like yesterday?
That was yesterday on stream. We made that joke of like some guy named Mintberry constantly like knocking on your door, screaming, "Let me the fuck in!"
He's like,
Mintberry.
I'm your boy, Mintberry, man. Let me in. He starts off real calm, but his demeanor changes drastically.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Rue from Euphoria.
Yeah, it is.
She's
actually
knocking on whatever his name.
Door.
I forgot his name.
Fez,
his name
my
again?
boy, bro.
Fez, right. How the fuck is his name Fez? See, I can't connect that. He looks like Mac Miller. Like,
He's
He
Will
looks like
Valderrama.
I think that's why I think that's why I got love for him.
Dude, he's got us a good fucking
the Hispanic dude from fucking that '70s show.
He's Fez.
see,
It's the same guy.
Hey, guys, I'm
Kurtwood
Fez.
Smith should have been
speaking
the
Hispanic.
dad. Should have been Cal. Kurtwood Smith
Cal?
should have been Cal, right? And then
That
Nate
would've
should have been fucking Topher
Topher?
Grace. Then I would have been
Topher
all in.
Grace.
Can you imagine Kurtwood Smith saying, "I'm a faggot"?
It would make my life. It would make my entire life.
By the way, I'm quoting that. This is not just me saying that word.
No, he
It's from
says
the
that.
show.
He says,
It's from the
he
show.
says that. He says that.
Anyway, let's
I'm
fucking
a
goddamn it. Back alley.
Stop.
I said black alley. Back alley end pass dealer. Kawaii in the streets. Subarashi in the sheets. Thong. What the fuck is this? Thong fit dadn't Iggy Wall Snark Tank episode 7 4 minutes 26 seconds also Kiki. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
That is some.
Kamehameha, Saint Maxi, I'm squirting Jenny. Quick, get Lieutenant Dan. Maybe it'll fix his legs. Talos Valkyran, Apothecary of the First Claw, 10th Company, 8th Legion, Alstawal. Okay, you said it right. The Tale of Mega Man X8 guy and the question Patreon hides from the Snark Tank Boys featuring Dante from Devil May Cry series. Avi, God is dead because Putin invaded heaven. I became a patron and spent $25 not to be able to come up with a clever name. Wage Slave 583, Senor Jose Juan Carlos Gonzalez de San Jose Ramon Vicente El Tercero.
That's a real name.
Ew,
Man.
imagine being that Hispanic. Jesus Christ.
Christ.
God fucking damn it, dude.
Fuck, man. I raised a suavemente to you, my friend.
mas.
Steven, where's the brandy? My dad saw it and said there was no way that it was just one person's shit. Dead inside.
One person
Shrink his
can't shit that much, man. This is more than one person.
Shrink his Funkledunk, the warlock who is using transversive steps, and $25 gets whatever Sweeney's favorite island dish is, or thick girl from Trinidad. Chris goes pat on my bussy. You wrote that.
Damn.
You wrote that.
That's vulgar as shit.
Hopefully they'll be at the live show.
Yeah, you better be at the live show if you fucking
That's
simp this
so-
hard. I challenge the other Connor King to a fight to the death. There can only be one Sweeney. It's okay. My girlfriend isn't real either. I have PPSD. Ryber525 and the mystery of sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Racist snake. It's about dick. It's about dick. Meta from dick. I'm from dick. Put the dick in spank of dick and take what's dick. Shout out to there's a fucking bug in here. God damn it. Shout out to my Indian neighbor. Ram it in my asshole. Nice. I didn't even read it. Like, I just corrected it in my head and read it anyway.
That's so stupid.
People are fucking
My name is Rabbit in my asshole. That's
A
fucking
rabbit
awesome.
in my
What if that's his
asshole.
real fucking name too, and we're laughing at it?
This poor fucking guy's been bullied for centuries.
What the
Tell him,
fuck is
Steve
happening?
Dave. Andre Brooks, Antiphus Maximus, the host of Mussolini's Pinata Party. God is dead because Travis Scott killed him. John Strickland, a Lil Limp Sniggins, Merck's 1889, Downey McFrowney, NFT of Sweeney's imaginary girlfriend. I got hit by a sting op during a funeral and I'm pissed. The first Church of Keith David, now holding service in remembrance of the King of Haphazard. God damn it. Goops McKenzie. I have at least 11 N-word passes, and my coworkers declared me an honorary Puerto Rican. That's interesting.
That's not exactly the same. Those things are not synonymous to each other.
Yeah.
I am one. I am both and one. But you can't, like, being niggified doesn't make you Puerto Rican. That isn't exactly how that works. But I mean, hey, bro.
Hey, man. Just all that really matters is who's around you and who cares.
Exactly.
Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Russ, Breaking Benjamin Shapiro, Cum Man, the Man of Cum, Wheeler's Day Off, Blake896, Mario spreading his asshole live on Twitch while also watching MasterChef, The Epic Oshawott, The Whitest Cracker, Fucking Kill Me, Hey Boss Bar, I know two of you left, Ryan Lucchesi, Eldon rigging my neck over these boss fights, Sloshy Scout, the Egyptian name Emotep is pronounced in my honest opinion Tep. Ryu is Hoke. God. The kingdom of haphazard has fallen. All hail Baphomet and her brimstone cock. The sun drops on April 14th, 3:43 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hard hat skydiver. Hassan's rage-induced copyright infringement spree. Alaskan oilfield trash. Marcus Shorten. Vladdy put it in spanking Ukrainian octogenarians. Game controller 25. Nikki Ziggy. Murder Ascended. Really weird how they just uploaded an entire episode of Silence for episode 100 and keep talking about it like it was an actual show. Nice. Lobotomized Jesus and his merry band of figure nuggets. 1 meter long fetus. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis. Parentheses, I masturbate while driving. Hiroshima spicy mushrooms. Dummy thick Dave. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a pretty nice cock. Sweeney's clown pussy goes honk honk. Yummy 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 come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage. Badly brave. Hugger Derek the movie theater manager. Aetherian. Chris Gate my Bajarian hunting ass. All hands on dick. Dry brining meat is more effective for moisture retention than wet brines or marinades. May this knowledge lead to easier bet. I don't know what that means. Melphis 1, a Warlock Hexblade Supremacist, Richter 86, and, as always, but newly renamed, the King of Haphazard awakened from his 1,000-year slumber by the exaggerated concern of the Snark Tank podcast. So thank you, King of Haphazard, for letting us know you are safe, and thank you all for your Patreon support. There's going to be a new solo episode from Sween, and then one from me later on this, I think in next month, early next month, probably like the 1st, because it's done already. I just got to make the thumbnail, and I want to space them out a little bit. But thank you all for your support. We'll see you next week.
This was a fucking... Have you guys heard of Euphoria?